Fat Joe, I could relate. I'm from the same background as you. All right? Same backyard. Different hood. Same shit. New York. Right? You from the projects, I'm from the projects. But you need to stop lying. Okay? Let's get into it.
Were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
Okay. Fat Joe, I already called you out on the Puerto Rican starting hip hop thing, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to talk about your recent comments now. Let me make this very, very, very clear. I don't mind somebody non-black talking about black issues. As a matter of fact, I welcome it because I think more people that's non-black need to talk about black issues sometimes. But there's a limit to what you could say and what you cannot say. There's a limit to what you could do and what you cannot do. It's just the way it is. The same with me. I could talk about other problems from other countries, but there's a limit to what I could do because I'm not that race and I don't deal with that problems head on to the fullest, 100%. So, being the fact that we're both borough neighbors, I'm from Queens, you from the Bronx, we're New Yorkers. I understand where you come from to the fullest. If anybody understands you, Fat Joe, is somebody like me. Okay, I've been with you through the birth of hip hop. I came up with some of the guys that you came up with. All right, I came up on the hip hop that you came up on. And let me tell you this much. You need to stop lying. You're lying to the people. Okay? Here's the problem with anything black related. Right? If a black person creates it or is dominated by black people, it gets shunned on. Or if it's too good, somebody from another race likes to take credit for it. They like the culture still. They like to hop on the bandwagon until it's trending. And then when it's not trending no more, they go back to what their other card is. They play the race card to whatever race they belong to. So that I don't like, right? If you with it, then be with it 10 toes down. Now, my issue is when it pertains to something like hip hop, anything black related, nobody wants to be part of, okay? As a matter of fact, I bet you if you had a person that's able to pick a race, black, white, knowing what they know about how the world works, I guarantee you 90% of the time, they're going to pick to be a person of a fairer skin color, right? They're going to want to be part of the other culture than black culture, all right? Hip hop was started by black people and it will end with black people, okay? It's our way as black African Americans, black Americans, so to speak, coming from certain environments, certain neighborhoods, right? Nobody was with us other than black people, okay? Puerto Ricans were not, I repeat, were not anything black related. They didn't want to be part of nothing black culture, all right? There's a lot of Puerto Ricans that don't even like black people, but tend to steal the culture, say the N-word, right? And even though you're not black, we give you a pass. Puerto Ricans have a hood pass for black people, especially on the East Coast in New York. We love you guys. Love my Puerto Rican mommies. All right? But let's not pretend. Let's not pretend like you guys was down with us from the jump. You wasn't. You got down with us when the culture got popping. Only difference between white people and Puerto Ricans is Puerto Ricans adopted to hip hop first before white people did. That's it. All right? And they tend to live in the same neighborhoods with us. And they all don't necessarily get accepted by white people. But the ones that do get accepted by white people, And a majority of them do want to be accepted by white people, but they reject because white people don't want them to be part of their culture. So they cling on to black culture instead and say, hey, you know what? I can't be with them. I'm going to join this culture. But the minute they get a chance to jump boat, switch gears, switch teams, they go into the other side. All right? That's a fact. Okay? That's a fact. And it sounds crazy, but race relations have always been a problem here in America. And it's always geared towards black people. Black people have always been the ones on the other side of the coin, have to create their own culture, have to create their own style, period. All right? With no help from no outside group, because no outside group wanted to be part of it. You know? Puerto Ricans are adapted into black culture by default because you live in the same communities with us to a certain extent. But don't get it twisted. Puerto Rican culture is not black culture. Puerto Rican culture did not start hip hop. We don't speak Spanish as black people. We don't adapt to Spanish culture. We know some of your foods, some of your culture, because you live in the same community with us, as I said before. But don't get it twisted. Fat Joe, just because you live in the neighborhood with us, don't make us brothers. You didn't have to go do the same shit we go do. All right? As a matter of fact, there are some Puerto Ricans that get confused for being white. All right? You think a racist cop is gonna treat a Puerto Rican the same way he treats a black person? No. When you're this skin color, it's always different, you know? Like Nas said, the blacker the skin, the deeper the problems. It is what it is, especially here in America. But Fat Joe, you need to stop, okay? Stop the cap. I know you lie a lot. Fat Joe, I notice he lies a lot about his hip-hop stories. He lies a lot about a lot of things. And it's becoming like, okay, pump the brakes. I mean, at some point, we're going to have to call you out for all the lying that you're doing. It is what it is. Just Prince TV out. Peace.